This is Jack. Cute little booger, isn't he? Well, don't let that cute face fool you. Jack was born in Hanover, Germany. He comes from a long line of working Crescent Canarios with extremely dominant personalities. From Germany, Jack was shipped to the United States in Georgia, where a trainer awaited him. After about 9 months, the trainer, who was in the U.S. military, had to be deployed. So off Jack went to Maryland. In Maryland, Jack didn't have it easy. He was trained with some questionable training techniques. From Maryland, Jack went to Virginia, to a boarding kennel. This is where Dylan and I came in. We were asked at the request of the kennel owner to come down and evaluate Jack to see if we could give him a better quality of life. There was a lot of bloodshed during our evaluation process. Our evaluation? Jack was a dangerous dog. He needed help. It took us a year to clear our schedule and prepare for Jack's arrival. Jack was delivered to us here in Maine, and he was just like we remembered. He was out of control, he was aggressive, and he still needed our help. Welcome to the Jack Project.
So, what happened, pal?
Jack got a little upset.
Yeah. He went back to old Jack.
He did.
Let me see your hand. Turn it over. Oh, yeah, that's a chunk. That's good.
Some muscle in there.
Some muscle. This one? We'll get you over here?
Not really.
How you feeling?
Hot.
Hot? Yeah. There's a lot of times I never see you sitting down because you're like
Yeah, a little busy.
You dizzy? A little bit of pain?
Yeah.
Are you gonna gnaw out on me?
Try not to. When people say, I want to work with dogs. Yeah.
Well, thank God you've got your butter chicken with basmati rice.
Coming in handy.
Literally. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing.
Just they flushed it out?
I didn't.
Can I see it now that you flushed it? That's pretty meaty.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you pull away from a dog bite.
He pulled.
I know, it's ego. Yes. So tomorrow's gonna be a tough day for you.
Probably, yeah.
You need the day off?
No.
You don't want to take the day off?
I'll be sitting there thinking about how much it hurts.
Hey everybody, Chris from Canine Solutions Training Services.
And Dylan from Canine Solutions Training Services.
Welcome to episode 3 of the Jack Project. When we left, you saw Dylan was bitten, and then you just checked out him before he went to the emergency room, and while he was at the emergency room. He's okay.
Yep.
Got some stitches, and had to get back in the saddle. What I wanted to take a moment, and we're going to show you in the following clip, is that there's a psychology, a human psychology, when a dog bites a human being. The human being goes through quite a bit. But how are you feeling after you got bit?
I mean, I definitely was much more nervous when it came to handling him, so we had to call a couple audibles and change a couple of things to make it so I could get back to the point where I could actually read him and not just be thinking about going back to the hospital.
Right, so I mean, when you think about it, the dog gave you a correction, and you took it.
Yeah.
So the dog was teaching you.
Right.
So when the dog bites you, he's telling you he doesn't like whatever you're doing, right? So if you give in to that, you're reinforcing that behavior.
Yep.
And we don't want to do that. It is important to kind of read the dog's behavior and not your fear. Take a look at this, and it's just an explanation of reading the dog's behavior, not remembering your fear. To get trust, you have to give trust. It has to be. And isn't it interesting how you feel
the same way as the dog, but you're not going to bite him. But you know if he doesn't trust you, he'll bite you. That's exactly what you have to do to get some trust from him so he can trust your hands. Everything he's been taught is don't trust hands, don't trust hands, don't trust feet, don't trust people that come up to the kennel. Do you see what I mean? And that's what we're doing. How about he's curious. Do you see what I mean? If he was angry, he'd be lunging out, lashing out. Do you understand? You go, man. Are you good, man? Are you good, man? Oh, I got an eye full of that. Read the dog, and there's a tendency in self-preservation to read your fear. But if you can read the dog, what is the dog saying to you, right? The dog is saying to me, he's curious because he's sniffing. He's curious because he's pushing up against the thing. He's not just going to go wham and lash out. But if you don't understand canine behavior and you're reading your fear, why would you trust him? There's so many people that, even professional dog trainers, that can't read a dog and they can't trust it. See how he pushes in? Read that. That's not him saying no, that's him saying yes. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh, it's so good. What about this one? What's this one, huh? Oh my goodness, huh? Oh. You just have to trust what you see. And if you don't see those behavior changes, you can't trust it. You can't trust it. If he's looking for signals from you that he can trust you, just like you're looking for signals from him that you can trust him. Does that make sense? Watch his behavior change when I put my hand up. When you do something that looks like what he used to have done to him in kennel agitation, watch. See how he's locked?
Yeah, his ears.
Now watch, if I pull my hand away quick. Trust that. Lots. He doesn't trust that behavior. So that's not where you go away from, that's where you go to. But I know he doesn't trust that behavior. So I've got to get him to trust that behavior. So I do.
So that's not a big deal.
So it's not a big deal. He knows it's not going to hurt him. Trust is a very fragile thing. Once it's broken, it's almost impossible to rebuild. What? Yeah, my man. My man. Come on. Yeah. See how if you can read him, you can trust him. So I hope that kind of explains a little bit to you guys. And there are trainers, usually male trainers, who will try to seek vengeance on the dog, to punish the dog, to kind of get their testosterone, their man card back.
Right.
You're betraying trust. And I know it's a lot of the male trainers like, yeah, screw that, I'll do what I want. Go ahead, that's fine, this is what we do. The other thing that I want to make sure of in this next clip is he didn't know I was doing it, but I was trying to see where his mental state was. You're 0-4 with this dog.
Yep.
Like lifetime,
Yeah.
he's 4-0, you're 0-4.
Yep.
Okay? So I wanted to make sure that Dylan was in the right mindset so that he wasn't just doing it to look tough, or he wasn't, or if he was looking for the door. Like he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So if you watch the progression of the conversation, it really has very little to do with the dog, and it has to do with me kind of mentoring Dylan, because I want to make sure he's okay. How do you feel like that conversation went?
Well, yeah, I definitely wasn't aware that that's what you were doing, but then rewatching the video, it's pretty clear, because it's, most of the questions or most of the, conversation is about, how I feel about it, and if I do want to just get in there and, beat up the dog, or if I'm thinking, you know what, I don't really feel like doing this anymore.
I ain't about this life.
Yeah, let's get rid of this dog or anything like that, and that's definitely, neither of those is how I felt.
So take a look at this clip, and you'll see kind of a father-son kind of conversation here, just taking my experience of how many times I've been bitten and how I've had to get through it, and trying to see where his mental state is. So check it out. Correction is respect, and affection is trust. He trusts you until you correct him.
Right.
And then that's where the problem is with this dog.
Yeah, because he doesn't have respect.
That's right. He's learned and that's genetic too. Right?
Yeah.
That I can turn around and bite you to get what I want. But that should have been dealt with appropriately when he was young.
Yep.
And it wouldn't be a problem.
And the thing too is people hear that word correction and they think we're beating the crap out of the dog. but it's the
He's
beating the crap out of us. Yeah. But our corrections, we're never gonna actually get mad at the dog, but you need to physically show him you can't do that, because you can be verbal all you want, but he's just gonna ignore it.
He has to respect us, and how does he get people to respect him?
Yeah, with aggression.
Yeah, he does. And so what we need to do here is balance his accounts, because they've been out of balance for so long, and that's not easy. It's just not easy.
Especially when they're 130 pounds.
The same weight as you.
Yeah.
Well, what do they say? Do some corrections.
Time to get to work.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm okay with where he is. I can tell he's a little nervous, but I know just from his last answer, well, let's get back to work. I can read him and I can see that that's what he wants to do. He wants to get back to work, so that's good.
When I first start handling Jack in this clip, you can definitely see that I'm not comfortable like I typically would be handling a dog. But the longer the video goes on and the more that I start working with him and the more Chris kind of narrates and kind of reminds me to read the dog and not just think you're gonna die, I kind of come out of that cloud or that fog, which is just kind of fear. I kind of start going, oh, you know what? The dog isn't looking like he wants to kill me, and he is looking for someone to trust and someone to listen to. So once I'm actually able to come back to reality and make that read, it got much easier for me to handle him, and I got much more confident, which is definitely going to get a much better result in the dog.
But you have to be honest with yourself.
Right.
You have to be honest with yourself. So how many guys do you know you go, hey, well, you look like you're afraid right now. Screw you, buddy, I'm not afraid. The minute they start doing that, to me, it looks like a dog was going, showing fear aggression, you know? So I thought it was, ballsy for you to get back in there. I know you don't quit at things. And it was nice to let me coach you. And I think we've worked out over 4.5 years that we can kind of, do that, have that open communication. It's a lot safer when you communicate. People don't like it. They're not into the training or the behavior work, they're into the result.
Right.
And so the result will come if the communication is crisp.
Yep.
And that's what we really want.
Yeah.
So check it out.
It's good stuff. Platz. Platz. Platz.
Good man.
Yes. Platz.
Good.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Man.
He's a little concerned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put him into a sit.
Sits.
That a man.
Oh, man.
Sits. He's thinking about it. Tell him to Platz.
Platz.
See the lick? That means there's a choice. Should I kill you or should I comply? Tell him to sit and put him in.
Sits.
See when he hears those words? That means that those were attached the wrong way. So you got to be careful. He shouldn't be licking when he hears those words. That's what we're looking for. Okay, tell him again.
Which one?
Well, where is he?
Sit.
Okay, so what now, genius?
Sit.
Such an idiot.
Platz.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And now walk him around a little bit.
Who's?
He wants to get back in. Do you see? Lot going on. See him starting to lose control? Tell him, give him something to succeed at.
Sits. Platz. Yeah.
Good. And back into his kennel.
Yes, good man. Platz. Yeah. Platz. Platz. Platz.
Oh, is the rabies pole stuck?
Yeah. Platz.
So with the rabies pole being stuck,
Man.
the dog starts to go, hey, I'm doing what you're saying, and it's not coming off. And so there's a time limit here before he starts to get really pissed off.
Platz. Yes, good man.
Remember, a lot of this is who this dog is, not, it's a combination of training and who this dog is.
Platz. Yeah.
So why don't you take him out again and do some work and then figure that out while you have him out.
Come on.
Yeah.
Good man.
So you have to call an audible there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to, Platz.
Platz. Yes.
Good man.
Platz.
Good man. You got it? Okay. Let's go back in. Foos doesn't mean... Foos means come near you, and you're pushing him away. Do you see? Right. Atta boy. Good man.
Are you kidding me?
Klutz.
Klutz, yeah.
Klutz. Yeah. Klutz.
Oh man, Klutz. Klutz, yeah. Klutz.
Klutz. See, there's that time limit coming up. Did you see it?
Oh man.
That's way better, though.
Yes. What are you doing?
Give him some sugar.
Oh what? Oh yeah, oh man. Yeah. That's good man. Yes. What? What are you doing? Oh.
No. We don't like that.
Sit.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, man.
Walk away. So you can see that Dylan was a little shaky at first, a little nervous with the rabies pole work, but in the end he got his confidence back and things kind of started to work out.
Yeah.
So that was right after he got bit. So now, today, we worked Jack. Actually, I should say you worked Jack.
Yeah.
And you had a pretty good breakthrough with him.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, so let's let the people watch the clip and notice how much he hangs his cojones out over the jagged
It
edge.
was risky business.
It was. Take a look.
Sit. Yeah. Oh man.
Clean out his ear. Your finger in there? Can you slap him on the side? All right, heal him.
What?
Can you pet him? Very excited. Very happy. And can you do a sit? Okay, so you're gonna put him in?
Yeah.
Be careful you don't get bit.
Yeah.
Because it's when you take the leash off
You know
him.
what? Nah, screw it. I'm just gonna go with him.
You're gonna go in the kennel with him.
Yep.
And what are you gonna leave the leash on? Look, he's loading up on Ben. You're gonna leave the leash on him when you
Nope,
put him
I'm
in?
just gonna take it off when I get in.
Like, do obedience, take it off, put it on, take it off?
Yep.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna worry about it, so.
Go ahead. Ballsy move. See you on the other side, champ.
Sit.
It's off. Okay, put it on. You grabbing his collar. Oh, okay.
What?
Take it off.